Hey everybody, you're watching Once Upon a Tabletop. My name is Bobby. This is the show on the Shadowcasters Network where we get together, we play a tabletop board game on stream, and we don't just play it, but we role play the action at the table. So obviously we are focused on more storytelling or narrative-driven games. Like I said, my name's Bobby. I'm one of the hosts on this show, and I will go around the table and introduce the rest of them. First, right there in the middle, below the stream boss is Cliff. Cliff, lightning question, as usual, lightning question. If you're in a zombie apocalypse, do you prefer being in the city or in the wilderness?
Definitely the wilderness.
You think so?
Lower population density, so much lower chances of running into zombies, and yeah, I think you got better chances of survival. You can always approach the city that way, but if you're in the middle of the city when the shit goes down, you've got a much higher chance of being screwed, mainly because of other panicking humans.
I think that's a fair point. You know, my first gut was to think, well, if you're in the city, you have a lot easier time scavenging supplies, maybe medical supplies, like shelter would be easier and everything. But I really think that you'd be far outweighed by the sheer density of zombies around you. Like that just the zombie density would outweigh the benefit.
Yeah, I think you'd be much better approaching the city and scavenging kind of after things had a chance to sort themselves out for a while.
Absolutely. I think you're right.
Fair.
Now, next up is our other host, Oz. Say hello, Oz.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, and as you may have surmised watching the stream tonight, we are going to be playing, well, you don't have to surmise it. It's right there on the screen. It says Dead of Winter. We're going to be playing Dead of Winter tonight. To Dead of Winter, I believe was that the first game we ever played? No.
Nope.
We played Mansions of Madness first, but Dead of Winter was one of the earliest we played. I was really excited to play it back then, and I'm excited to play it again. Now, normally we have a guest on the show, but we don't this time. Lots of reasons, but suffice to say that the three of us are just going to be playing tonight, ending the year 2018, the last Once Upon a Tabletop of the year, and one of the last streams on the network of the year, because our scheduler, Mr. Oz over there, who handles all of our stream scheduling, decided he was going to be nice and give us the last 2 weeks of December off.
Myself that, and you just got the byproduct.
Yeah. So, but we're really excited to bring back Dead of Winter. It was one of our favorite. I mean, who were kidding? We like all of them, but it was definitely a really fun one to play for this particular show where we role play everything. Oz, why don't you, while I'm putting a finishing touch on something, why don't you explain to everybody who's watching, in case they don't know, or to remind them if they do, how the show works with the wheel and donations and bits, and how they can influence what we're doing and maybe what they can expect on that.
Sure. Yeah. Essentially, we've got the Once Upon a Wheel, which has a bunch of ways to affect the game, and to spin that wheel, you need to become the stream boss. Whenever the stream boss is defeated, and the stream boss is defeated by helping the channel in any way, follows, bits, donations, and subs, health will go down on the stream boss, and then eventually you could, if you knock it down to 0, you become the stream boss, and then you get to spin the wheel, and you make a decision based on what we spin, what you land on. And things could be stuff like hurt, like wound, heal, mess with our dice, mess with our actions, make us role play a scene, all kinds of fun bits.
That's right, fun bits. Get it? As a
so good, so clever.
By way of almost demonstrating for everybody, Chummer Jim just gave us a subscription to knock a bunch of health off. Thanks, Chummer Jim. And it shows that normally it starts with us as the stream boss, but I forgot to reset it, and it was at 499 out of 500 health, so I'm not going to do it. So Radio Free Suppless, if you're listening, yes, Suppless is in the chat with us. You get to start off. Well, he finished it off anyway and became the first stream boss anyway.
Double sub.
He
Boom.
refilled his own health by effect there. So you guys just saw how it happened. They just killed the stream boss, all right? Chummer Jim and Suppless, by subscribing to the channel, both smashed the stream boss. And before we even start here, in just a second, we're gonna pop up that wheel and show you how it works, because every time the stream boss dies, we spin the wheel. Let's see. Let me switch over to our game screen so that I don't forget to do that, and show you what we're looking at. So we're playing Dead of Winter tonight. Dead of Winter is a cooperative, what they call it, a crossroads game, right? Yeah, cooperative. Well, I actually call this a semi-cooperative game, right? It's mostly cooperative, but there is a competitive element to it, especially with the trader mechanic. Mr. Johnson, I think you have, with your love of this game and experience with it, earned the right to explain to everybody briefly how this game works.
Sure. Well, I guess a lot of it you'll pick up as we play, but basics are that we each have a couple of characters that we start, and they each have their own abilities to fight or search, and some other special ability that's on the card. But the skill number is either for fighting or searching, and that's a number that's either equal to or greater than on a die. At the start of the turn, we each roll a number of dice equal to our number of survivors plus 1. And we get to spend those dice to perform actions on our turn. In order to perform an action, you have to have a die value equal to or greater than the skill number you're trying to use it for, the special ability. But if you're doing things like setting up barricades or clearing trash, you can use any number die, so that's a good thing to spend your one. We have a colony that we're trying to keep alive that is currently packed with ourselves and a bunch of useless, helpless mouths to feed that contribute nothing to society but draw the attention of zombies and require feeding. And we have to keep them alive for 5 turns in order to win the game. Every turn there will be a special crisis revealed by the crisis card, and we'll each secretly deposit cards in to contribute to solving the crisis, or if one of us is a traitor, to sabotage us so that we all die in a particular way that lets them win. So we'll play the game by traveling around to get to locations such as the police station, grocery store, school, library, hospital, and gas station to find food and other supplies that we need to solve the crises and generally survive against the zombies. Anytime we move from one place to another, because it is a scary, dangerous, cold world, we roll a special 12-sided. Hopefully, it's called the exposure die. Hopefully it comes up blank. If it shows anything else, we either take a wound, or if it's a bite mark, you instantly die. Anytime you fight a zombie, you automatically kill them if you have the die to spend that equals or exceeds your fight thing. But you also have to roll for exposure, so you might die. If you roll the tooth, you instantly die, and you might also spread the infection to other people who are at your same location.
Nom nom.
Ooh, I think that covers most of it. The cards that we get can either be used to satisfy requirements of the crises, or for special abilities or bonuses like feeding our useless mouths to feed, or not having to roll for exposure when we move by spending fuel. Medicine is useful for healing, especially frostbite, which is a damage over time. And I think that's really as deep as I want to go before we actually play the game.
That's perfect. That's perfect, because you finished just as I finished putting your guys' survivors up on the screen there. I've got them loaded in below your cameras on the stream. As you see up there, there are all the ways that you can get to spin the wheel. Let's show everybody what happens when the wheel gets spun, because it's already been made by Suppless. Radio Free Suppless is our first stream boss, so I'm gonna do it. You can't stop me. If Streamlabs will... Here we go. Spin the wheel. We're going to spin it and see what happens. It's going, it's going, it's going. What do we get? Nobody knows. Oh, it's doing that again. It says something relationship. Strain relationship is what... We don't even have relationships yet. Oh, you're quiet, Oz. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, because I had to cough into my shirt from this cold that I had.
It's hard out there.
Yeah, I know. So I guess we just strain a relationship right now.
That's a good idea.
Or do we want to, like, let's introduce our characters, and then chat can decide which two characters they want to already have beef, to already start the drama and tension.
Yep, that's what you get, Suppless. You're gonna get to pick after we introduce our characters. You're gonna pick which two people already in the colony have a strained relationship right at the beginning. This will be some good fodder, a good seed for role play as we continue on. I'll start with mine. Might as well. I don't. Do we have descriptions for these guys anywhere on the cards, or are we just making it up off?
You have to make it up based off
right.
of what you see and their occupation and their special ability.
So Brian Lee is my first survivor. Brian Lee.
Oh, the dog killer.
Brian Lee is a former mayor, and he does not like animals very much. Well, it's not that he doesn't like animals. It's he has just a great an intense lack of giving a shit about animals, and really he's just all about he was a benevolent mayor in life, but when all this happened, he knew that his real and only skill was leadership, and it was going to be him that got this colony through this apocalyptic turn of events, and the weight of that has weighed on him so much that he has sort of a cold, calculated way of approaching problems, sometimes to grim result. Olivia Brown is my other survivor. She is a doctor, and she's that's what she cares about. She cares about people, and ever since the zombie plague hit, that's what she was just trying to survive, and when she found this colony, she knew she could fit in because I mean you need a doctor, and that's a unique set of skills. So she jumped right in and just started helping people. She's very kind and helpful. So what about you, Cliff?
Okay.
For my characters, I've got Janet Taylor, the nurse. She knows her way around the hospital really well, and has some pretty good survival skills for fighting and searching. Loretta Clay, however, is I think going to be vital to our success because she is a cook. She knows how to take just about anything, bit of scraps or old canned things, and make them into some sort of not just edible but tasty treat. So she can generate food for the colony if she's at home. So I've got one character to go travel out and explore and try to find good stuff for us, and another one to stay home and take care of all the useless mouths to feed.
I bet you Janet and I can see Janet and whatever Olivia maybe having worked together, looking for relationships and opportunities there. All right, Oz, go ahead.
And they might already have a strange relationship. Okay, so I am. All right, so let's see. I've got Andrew Evans. He's a farmer. His ability is when he's at a grocery store, he can search more through it and keep more cards. So that's awesome because we need food. Andrew Evans is a little bit of a country bumpkin. He's hardworking, has a lot of experience, and just very much made his own way through life, and he's comfortable being uncomfortable. That makes sense. So he's optimistic, but in a very kind of grim and earthy way.
A practical optimism.
Practical optimism. Yeah. Meanwhile, so I can start fleshing out some of the NPCs, the helpless survivors at our colony. Andrew Evans was able to survive this with his wife. Trying to think of a good farmer's wife name.
Molly.
I'm thinking Betty.
Rebecca. Betty's good. Betty's good.
Betty, with his wife Betty. Who the reason that she's a helpless survivor is because she all she does is what would she do? I guess she'd be like
she does what any good farmer's wife does and makes the sweet tea and bakes the pies.
Right. Yeah, she churns butter, and she, well, actually, that's what she used to do. She used to churn butter, but ever since she got carpal tunnel, she's and been subjected to a wheelchair.
Holy cow! That is one severe case of carpal tunnel.
Yeah, she can't. Yeah, no, she has a hard time wheeling herself around because of the carpal tunnel. So she got what is it? MS. She was diagnosed with MS. So
that's severe. That's serious.
Yeah, I know. So I was able to find this colony and
there's a doctor.
And there's a doctor, luckily, yes. And then I've got Bev Russell, who's a mom. She is her ability is that when she's once per round, she can kill 2 zombies at the colony as long as there is 1 helpless survivor at the colony, and she doesn't roll for exposure because she has this very strong motherly instinct. She's very protective, fiercely protective.
Right.
This is she was taking her kids to soccer matches and going grocery shopping, but now in the middle of the whole apocalypse, her husband, she lost touch with her husband, had to basically just the last thing that she heard was her husband calling her in the middle of and saying, "You need to get out." And she has no idea where he is, but she was able to...
Do they talk on walkie-talkies? You need to get out.
Yes. And yeah, she was able to... That's when the zombies started pounding on the windows, and she was able to escape in her SUV with her 2 children. Molly,
okay.
Yeah,
and
Molly and
Maribel.
Mikey.
Molly and
Mikey.
She's one of them. She's the mom that will Hulk out and lift the car off of her kids when in that situation. Like she's
exactly.
That's how I picture her.
So Molly is 8, Mikey is 5.
Oh.
And she's They mean the world to her, and she will do anything.
Certainly, 2 of our helpless survivors, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've mapped out 3 of our helpless survivors. We have another 3. So does anyone want to create any connections to these people, or maybe they're just nobodies?
Not yet. We'll leave them open right now. Maybe they'll reveal themselves. Yeah.
I think I'd like to suggest though that they're all children of some age. Like young teenagers or younger.
That could work.
It'll make us extra motivated to not just let them get eaten, so we don't have to.
Oh yeah. We might need some motivation, especially with Mayor Brian Lee around.
Yeah.
All right. So the goal for this game is we have to survive 5 rounds. That's it. But, easier said than done, because right off the bat, we have to get first round. We have to acquire 6 food in order to be able to feed our survivors. Unless we send all of our survivors away, then we'll just need 3 food.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, though.
I think we're going to need at least 4. Because at least one of my survivors is staying home to do some cooking.
Yeah, Loretta.
Yeah, and Bev, the mom, she's good at killing zombies at the colony. So she's also going to be staying behind.
Right.
So yeah, we're going to need a lot of food.
All right. So we start with the number of action dice equal to the number of survivors we have plus 1, right?
Correct.
And let's go through the action. So the Dead of Winter, a round of Dead of Winter proceeds as follows. First we have the player turns and then the colony phase.
But first, we reveal a crisis.
Yep, that's the first step in the player turns phase, is to reveal the crisis that we're going to be dealing with during this round. That's something that is an additional challenge that we have to deal with during this round.
Right.
Dead Man's March. Why don't you read that for us, Oz?
All right, so we need to have tools or fuel equal to the number of non-exiled players, so that's 3. So we need to have 3 tools and or gas in here. The fail is we add 3 zombies to the school and 3 zombies to the police station.
Well,
That's not actually a bad one. If we fail, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, the school has a bunch of food in it.
Yeah,
If
the
you
station is
fail-
a nice place to scavenge too.
if you fail the crisis, don't you also lose a morale, or is that specific to
No,
a crisis?
it has to specifically say
Okay.
that you'll lose a morale.
I'm more
Right.
inclined to use my fuel to move around without dying.
I
But,
agree.
if I find
have-
some, great.
Yeah, it looks like these the Dead Man's March. This looks like, looking at the picture, they look like a bunch of like a parade. Like we were in the middle of a parade when the zombies.
No, that
attacked.
says that that's a school there, so I'm betting that that's a marching band.
That's a high school band.
Oh, it's the high school marching band. They all died at the same time in their uniforms.
Yeah.
We need to burn them or hit
It
them
happened.
with tools.
Well, you know, that marching band is pretty dedicated. They probably were like, the world's going to shit, but we got to get this down. Football games on Friday.
And now all they are zombies that
Yeah.
just like mindlessly they're on a drum like bang
Doom, doom, doom. It's just snare drums
whole lot of them.
all the way.
with like a severed arm as their.
Right. Of course.
Next
No
thing they
drums.
do is everyone rolls their action dice, right?
That's correct.
Yep.
Roll your action dice.
You put them in your unused dice pile.
Oh, I just got the worst. Oh my god. 1, 1, 2.
That is worse than mine. I got a 1, 1, and a 6.
Okay, I got 2 5s and a 1.
Whoops.
Okay,
This
so
would be put in barricades.
Damn it.
also, Radio Free Supplice has decided that for the strained relationship, he would like the farmer Andrew and Cliff's cook Loretta to have a strained relationship.
Ooh. Farmer and Loretta have a strained and possibly also strange relationship.
Hmm.
So I'm a farmer and you're a cook. So how about Andrew was never giving you fair prices for your diner. He was overcharging, or maybe he was giving you the leftovers. You never got prime choice, no matter how much you asked for it. And you've always found that Andrew's basically a bit of a dick. And the reason that your diner didn't succeed as much, you always blame him for not giving you the quality ingredients.
We're a shitty farmer. I'm stuck with you. How come some other farmer couldn't have survived?
All right,
Right.
I like it. Thank you, guys. And if you want to be able to spin the wheel again and add some more intrigue or just give us make us have really hard times, there's stuff in there like wounding survivors or healing survivors, just random stuff to be thrown in there. Make sure you kill the stream boss. Kill Radio Free Supplice. He's been the stream boss enough. It's your turn now. All right. We've all rolled the dice. So the next thing is the players' turns. For the player turns, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we have to decide. Okay, the first player is the person with the highest influence, or the character with the highest influence, rather.
I still
it's
got
not
a 42.
Brian Lee is 68.
Yep. All right, so you are first player. Ding, 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 ding.
All right, so I'm gonna try to
pass you the first player dagger.
Thanks. I'm gonna need it. First player. Well, I need to make a dagger. I need to 3D print a dagger that says first player on it like that. All right, so I've got action dice. These action dice are used to make actions that require an action die, and then there's also actions that don't require them. I'm not going to have many options with action dice because I've got a 1, a 1, and a 2. In fact, my stats are all 3 and 4 plus, so I can't use any of my attack and search actions. But I could barricade or attract zombies.
There are also, if you have them in your hand, tool cards. The starter ones, I think they let you re-roll a die or something.
Oh yeah, let me not forget that. Junk, you're right. Reroll and unused. Oh, not that I have any. Let's think on it here. Also, Brian Lee can once per round increase an unused action die by 1. Maybe I'll do that. I could increase that 2 to a 3. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go search. I have some. We need food, right?
Yep.
Well, guess what, guys? Merry Christmas. I am going to. Where do I put this? Where do I, crisis No. I would either put it in the food or
the crisis.
Yeah, it's not because it won't do anything for the crisis. All right, so do I just put it over here? I guess, do I flip it over?
You have to put it in the trash. Yeah. Put it in the waste pile.
Oh, that's right, because I'm playing
that much food.
I'm playing it. These are just going to get discarded, and we're putting that much food in the food pile.
Correct.
All right, I'm going to do 3 right off the bat.
Nice.
3 food. That'll feed our helpless survivors. That's what Brian Lee has done. He said, "Listen, everybody. Colony meeting. Things have gotten rough around here, and we're gonna have to hunker in for a while. Storm's brewing, and we're gonna have to survive for quite a while. I heard from some weather CB from a station that's still set up way somewhere over there that we've got a really bad winter storm coming through, and we're gonna have to make it. 5 days is what they're saying it's gonna last. We have a stockpile of food for sure, but it's running low, and I have been trying to squirrel away some of my daily rations for a while now. In a situation just as this, I always like to prepare for the worst, and the worst is coming. So I'm going to take these rations that I've squirreled away. I'm going to add them into the general food supply. Loretta, hopefully you can do something with that and keep all.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks. You're always looking out for us.
Yes. We're going to make it through this, guys. All we got to do is be smart, be careful, be quiet.
Andrew Evans, the farmer, he nods and he's like, well, speaking of being smart, I could maybe, if I look around the grocery store, maybe I could find some if there are any fruits still around, fruits and vegetables. I could maybe, set up a makeshift garden here in the colony and hopefully get some additional food.
Andrew?
I believe that when I see it.
Well, let's give him a chance, Loretta. We all have to be given a chance at a new life here, all right? And we're going to make it. I know we can. And Andrew, I'm hoping that you can be part of the solution.
One thing, Cliff, draw a crossroads card for Bobby.
Oh, yes.
If he meets the requirement, then...
Don't forget the core mechanic of this game. So to remind everybody who's watching, and maybe if you don't know, to tell you guys how this goes, at the beginning of every round... Is at the beginning of every round or player turn?
Every player turn.
Okay, at the beginning of every player turn, the person to that player's right, which was Cliff in this case, draws a crossroads card, and on that card there's a condition. It's a secret condition, and they know it, and they're watching for it. And if during the course of that player's turn that condition is met, they stop everything, and they read the card.
Technically, the condition is met, but the consequence has no effect. So there's really no point to even doing it. So it's a toxic waste. If we either vote to have everyone take a frostbite wound, or take all of the previously expended cards of a certain type and put them in the waste pile, making the waste pile bigger. So
I see.
It doesn't apply. So I'm just gonna toss it out.
Okay.
Sounds good. So I can, if I remember correctly, in Dead of Winter, you continue to do stuff on your turn until you just don't have anything else to do or you don't want to do anything else, right? There's no set number of turns?
Correct. Yeah, as many... you have your action dice.
Right.
Um,
But as far
Each
as...
character can move once, and then you can spend as many action dice as you've got. And
Gotcha.
That's what limits your turn.
All right, is character movement and stuff like that. Okay, well,
but
I'm
because
going
like
to...
your dice are so low, you can use the action dice to barricade, and that
Or
could be
remove
at the
waste.
location that you move to as
Right.
well. It doesn't have to be at the colony.
So-
Or you could clean waste. You could get rid of the 3 cards that you already dumped in there. Because if we get 10 cards in the waste pile, then we start losing morale.
All right,
Because we're
all right.
dirt.
I think what I'm going to do is... I want to search. We've got food, but I want to search for more food. It feels like... I don't think I want to send both people out. I think I'm going to, as much as I can, keep Olivia at the colony so she can heal people who come back as needed. But Brian Lee might be worth... I don't know. I'm going to send him out. I'm going to send him out to... What's the... I could build some barricades. Let's see. School and police station. I think I'm going to go to the police station. Sending Brian to the police station, hopefully. So I got to roll... Since he's traveling, I have to roll that exposure die, correct?
Correct.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Exposure die. I can't pick it up. Oh, that's because I need to draw one. Thank you. That's just there to tell me that exposure dice are in there.
Okay, we all can have our own exposure die.
Rolling it. Whew, blank die. Nothing happens. Brian Lee safely made it to the police station. All right.
Thank goodness.
Which one is it? It's up here.
Those top ones.
Okay. So he's going to search. That's just regular search is just the top card, right?
Correct.
You need 4+ to search.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Don't
You can't actually search. You have to put that back.
Oh, wait. I meant to move the doctor.
I thought you said you wanted to keep
keeping
this.
her at home.
Oh, that's why I had increased the...
You didn't actually increase any dice yet.
Well, it's hard to actually turn a die. I was going to increase the number 2 to... Or I did increase the number 2 to a 3, or I was going to. But I'm wondering...
If you right-click on them, individual dice, you can select the facing you
There.
show from the rotation.
There.
Oh, nice.
That'll make things easier. Okay, so I wanted to use the search.
If you
So
want to switch them out, you can.
yeah, so I guess I'm going to have to
Gotcha.
send Olivia out. Oh well. And I'm sending her to the police station. I'll draw that top card again.
And if you don't like that card, you can make noise, which might draw additional zombies. The chance to draw more cards, but you still only get to keep one. The ones you don't keep by making noise go on the bottom.
Right. I'll keep it, and I'll use my other 2 action dice to barricade the police station in case we don't do this crisis. Since
Well,
it's-
yeah, there's going to be 3 zombies at the police station at the end of this anyway. So, yeah, barricading seems like a good idea.
Right. It'll knock. Yeah. So put 2 barricades down there. I'm using both of them. All right. That's my turn.
Cool. All right, Cliff, your characters are next. I'll draw your Crossroads card.
All right, so Janet is going to start right off the bat by saying, I need to make sure that I don't need to be taking up any of this food. Save this all for the kids, and here, take some that I've squirreled away as well. I'm going to spend 2 food cards to add to our food supply.
Nice. Janet, the mayor says, Brian Lee, you have a kind heart.
Well, I do what needs to be done. And what needs to be done right now is I need to get out there. There's a cafeteria at the hospital and other supplies there. I'm gonna check there first. I know my way around the place. So Janet goes to the hospital, and she's going to use some fuel to take one of the otherwise empty cars to get it just far enough to take her to the hospital, so she doesn't risk exposure. Once she gets there, she's going to search, and because of her special ability, I get to draw 2 cards and pick which one. How do I put this card on the bottom?
Yeah, just pick up the whole deck and yeah.
There. Okay, that was a good search.
All right.
Loretta back at base is organizing the children to quietly gather up all the garbage that's been piling up and get it out of here. So I'll spend both of my ones to remove. I think it's 3 per dice, right?
Yep.
So that's takes care of all.
Oh shit.
Nice. So let's put
from the
that.
game.
Yeah, we'll put that.
Did my Crossroads card apply or not?
Nope.
Look.
Hold on a second. That you put that hospital card at the bottom of the gas station. So I'm moving it.
Oh.
All right. So I need to draw Crossroads cards. Is it Oz's turn now?
You know,
Yes,
I'm
it
actually
is.
gonna just spend also my turn one more. That scavenging run on the cafeteria panned out. I am sending back a whole shitload of pudding.
Pudding!
Yes,
The kids yell. Yay!
Nice. That was a 2 food card.
Yep,
Perfect.
that was a good search.
All
And now
right.
I'm done.
Perfect. All right. So, Andrew Evans, the farmer, is. Hold on. He needs to be less. Andrew Evans, the farmer. There we go.
He's very.
I don't know. Like I can never do.
He's from
I
a
can't do,
Georgia
like-
plantation.
I know. I can't. That's the
Like
southern
an
accent I know how to do.
Accent for farmers, right?
Huh? Yeah, it's true.
I guess he could be from a plantation.
But Anyway, so Andrew is gonna go where he's best, where he went to the farmer's market.
All right, stop.
At the local grocery store. Oh. All right.
Already it applies. Let's see. It's called Creature Comforts. If a survivor the player controls is at the colony, which by default you are at the beginning here.
Yep.
Says morale around this place is at an all-time low. I know fuel is scarce, but imagine what hot showers and meals could do for everybody. Get us feeling human again. Sometimes I think we focus so much on the obvious necessities that we forget about the emotional ones, you know? All right, Andrew. I guess that was what Andrew said.
No, I think that's what Betty said.
Oh, sure, yeah. Players may collectively place 3 fuel cards in the waste pile without using their ability to raise morale by 1. If they do not, nothing happens. So, does anybody have any fuel that we could put 3 in there and get our morale up to 8?
Loretta huffs and says, I've been doing plenty of cooking and making things better. Thank you very much. And what thanks do I?
Hey, don't talk to my wife like that.
My word, Loretta.
Talk to anyone I speak to, and you'll be polite to me if you want to eat.
I tell you, Andrew, she has always been such a crass woman.
Crass, you vile little harlot.
What is going on? We are trying to survive here, and all you can do is throw around insults?
You just stop all of your whining, okay? Everything's just fine. We don't need to fire up any fuel and draw zombies here while we're taking. You want to take a shower and have zombies show up in the middle of it? You're an idiot. an idiot and a harlot.
Andrew, are
Hey,
you gonna let her talk to me?
Stop talking to my wife like that, you miserable old shrew.
I'm only
huffs off.
miserable because you and your wife are stinking up this place.
Maybe if we had a shower, this wouldn't be a fucking problem, would it?
No, you do tend to make that solution more palatable. Why don't you go find somewhere else to take a shower, though? I'm sick of you stinking up this place.
Don't be threatening things that you can't keep.
Scene.
You think this colony is gonna stand for not feeding everybody?
Oh, I feed everybody. You just don't
Good.
need any stupid
You keep
showers.
doing that.
Oh, I will.
I will.
I will.
I angrily wheel Betty away.
Oh yeah, never mind. I said she huffed off. I forgot. She's in a wheelchair.
She's in a wheelchair. She has an ass.
And her carpal tunnel makes it hard to wheel it away.
She's been trying to get away, but yeah, her carpal tunnel has been giving her
Yeah.
pains. She's been trying to attempt to operate her wheelchair.
I give a goodbye for now to my wife Betty, who I leave in the capable hands of Bev, the mom.
Andrew, you need to do something about that nasty woman.
You know, we just have to stick it out. If we stick it out, then maybe we'll never have to see her again. after
She's
this.
not half the cook I once was, but these hands, they just can't mix a stew no more.
They're there. It's all right.
All right, next.
Okay. Yeah. So he's going to the grocery store. He's going to spend fuel to get there. I'm going to roll exposure, and let's see. So I'm going to use my.
See, you could have taken a shower.
Could have, but I have better things to do, like come home to my wife and to this colony, so that I can make sure that everyone gets fed appropriately, unlike what you're doing. Spend a 5 to search the grocery store, and when I search, I get to look at and keep an additional card, so I get to draw 2, basically. Ding. Nice. And I will spend another 5 to search again. Another. Is this once per round? Let me see. Once per round. Never mind. So I just have to draw 1. All right. So here you go. Adding 2 food to the supply.
All right, we've got lots and lots of food. Time to start
Dude, good
Yeah,
enough.
dealing with zombies.
Yep. And that's where Bev comes in. Bev sees little Mikey getting dangerously close to the doors, and she's like, I told you to stay away from these doors. You can't just be walking around willy-nilly. But Mom, I'm bored. It's so scary, and it's so sad being with that wheelchair lady. And I smack him in the hand and say, no, can't. You need to respect everybody, and most of all, you need to respect your mama. And then all of a sudden, zombies start pouring through, just start breaking through, and he's like, "Sorry, no!" Ah! And in a sheer rage and panic, she grabs her 2x4, the nearby 2x4 that a zombie had punched through, and just starts whacking it in the face. Bam, bam. And she's spending a 1 to kill 2 zombies without rolling for exposure. So let's get rid of numbers 1 and 2. All right. And that'll end my turn.
You used a 1, don't you have to have a 2?
Not for her special ability. Once per round at the colony.
Loretta
Yeah,
having
1+.
suddenly suggested to little
Ah.
Mikey that might be that playing outside might be more interesting. Sighs and disappointment that our ploy has not reduced the number of mouths to feed.
Oh God.
Wow.
Loretta has
Villainous.
might be an evil lady.
Maybe. Perhaps. Maybe she's just practical in these times. All right, so that is it for the player turn. So now we're going to pay food. How many survivors do we have at the colony?
9. Do you round up or down? I forget.
Pay food for rounded up.
5 of our 9 food goes away.
All right, that's good. Well, we still have 4 left. We're in a good
Excellent.
position.
Yep. Next, we're going to check the waste. Our waste pile is only 3, so we're fine there. Resolve the crisis. We totally ignored it.
Completely.
So let's add 3 zombies to the school and 3 zombies to the police station.
All right, start at the school. Now the police station. Let's see. The way these barricades work, you fill up the empty spots first, and then when a zombie would go to an open zombie location, if there's a barricade there, then instead of putting the zombie there, you just get rid of the barricade.
Correct.
If it gets
buys you
tangled
some
up,
time.
you get to finish it off with a knife to the headers. But the
Yeah.
barricade gets wrecked.
Yeah.
All right.
Loretta had a scalpel in her hand. Sink. She used
You mean
to.
Olivia?
Oh yeah, not Loretta. Loretta's my favorite name, I think. I'm just gonna call everybody Loretta. So Olivia, yeah, surgical precision, slices that zombie's head off.
All right. Now we add zombies. So we're going to add 1 zombie for every 2 in the colony. Let me double check and make sure that that's how that works. Yeah, for every 2 survivors rounded up. So 5 zombies to the colony.
Yep, you start with 1 and you go around.
And 1 zombie per character out in the locations.
I've
Yeah.
taken care of all of them.
Perfect.
Yeah, police station. So ended up with that barricade got busted down from the crisis failing, but it was that spot got filled up.
Yep.
So now, Cliff, why don't you tell everybody, since it looks like it could be close, why don't you tell everybody what happens if if zombies fill up the entrances to these locations?
If you see there, each location, whether it's the 6 spaces in the colony or the 4 spaces on each of the outer locations, each one has a limited number of spaces that you could put zombies in. Once that's full, each additional zombie that must be applied there, instead of putting that down, you kill off one of the people there that has the lowest influence, such as the useless survivors, or just the influence numbers that are on the useful survivors cards. Determine who gets killed first. Which is actually why Sparky died, because the dog's life was not valued as much as the human life.
Cool.
So
So
right now we're fairly safe, but if it gets overrun, we're in trouble.
Mhm.
That's right.
And the colony is already starting to get swarmed, just like that. Okay, and then we're gonna check the main objective. Our main objective is just to survive. So far, so good.
We just need to do this 4 more times.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's move the round tracker. Round 4.
Yeah.
Or sorry, 4 rounds remain.
Right.
And last but not least, we pass the first player token to the right.
That's right. So, go ahead and I'll give this to you, Mr. Johnson. Bring. Yeah. All right. So the round starts over. It's the next round and we're going. So the first thing we got to do is reveal a new crisis. Maybe we'll actually pay attention to this one.
All right.
Uh-oh. These guys look menacing. Raiders.
Raiders. We need food equal to the number of equal to 3.
That's
We need 3
card, not individual food. So we can't use tokens
Cards,
we already have.
Yeah. The failure is, if able, each non-exiled player must randomly remove 1 card in their hand from the game, and we lose a morale.
Ooh.
Losing morale is bad. Losing the card, that's kind of bad, but not the. Still, food is important.
Yes.
We'll have to scavenge cards though, because we probably already spent all the ones we came across.
Fortunately,
And still feed our people.
yeah, fortunately we have already 4 food in the food supply. So we don't need Like, we're already ahead of the game a little bit on getting enough food to feed the colony.
Okay.
On this round.
Yeah. So
we're thinking, we shouldn't care about this either. Let the raiders raid.
I think it might be worth trying if we can, but you know.
Sure.
Early on, probably not a lot of people. If for example, if you need items for your secret objective, it's probably things that you haven't collected yet, since it's early on in the game. So if a card like this is ever going to be ignored, now might be a decent time to do it. We've got lots of morale.
Is a bad thing though. So
we do have 7 of it.
It's true.
yeah.
But I guess it's before long people are going to start dying though. So let's.
Bound to happen eventually.
I say we try to see what we can do. Maybe I don't know. Do you guys have any food that you could do it with?
Don't at the moment.
I think we spent our food for that major food boost in the supply.
So it would be all about. We have people out and about. We could try to get some where we are, and before we come back, though.
Here goes. Janet at the hospital is starting to hear the sounds of the moaning dead, just beginning to approach. She realizes she's got some time, but it is of the essence. She starts searching for more food or other useful supplies at the hospital.
All right, everyone, make sure you roll your action dice.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Roll your action dice. I'm going to need to do that. Here we go. Roll!
And let me draw a crossroads card for you.
Much better this time.
Okay. I don't think this will trigger, but it still could.
I'm afraid she radios back over the walkie-talkie. I found some useful stuff, but no more food yet. I'm gonna keep looking, but I've checked out the cafeteria as best I can. It's pretty cleaned out. And then
Mayor comes back and says, "Are you sure you can't find any food? These raiders, they seem pretty insistent."
Yeah, little Molly stands by the sign in graffiti that they placed on the building saying, "You have 24 hours."
that's not good. I'll do what I can, but damn, I gotta lay low for a bit. I think that's all I'm gonna be able to do.
All right.
I roll like shit.
Mayor
I'm
Lee,
back at home.
Mayor Lee, over and out. Mayor Lee's never been on a CB radio. He doesn't know what to say.
Now Loretta's getting the kids to help her build the barricades, secretly hoping one of them will slip out and get eaten in the process. Her plan does not come to any fruition, though, but has the useful effect of setting up barricades back. And that's it for my turn.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Let's see. So,
And I'm going to draw crossroads. Let me read this. All right.
So Bev, it goes into mob mode again, and she's
Can't
like,
you? I'm sorry. This just popped into my head. I didn't, and I'm going to forget to ask if I don't say it now. Can't you spend food? Can't you spend food from the food supply to increase die results also?
Yes, but
I know
that's such
that would
waste
not
of
be a
food
great
unless
idea.
it's
I know
like-
it wouldn't be a great idea for our game, our particular win condition. I just was reminded of that in my head. All right.
Yeah, it has to be one of those must do or we die things.
I mean, for everybody to agree, sure, but you can. If I remember correctly in the book, there's nothing anybody. That is not a unanimous decision that has to be made. Like you can just take
No, I
it if
think
you
you
want.
can just choose to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
All right.
makes you look like a traitor.
Right, definitely, and perhaps even asking the question. I shouldn't have.
Bev goes into mob mode, and she swats away 2 more zombies.
Jeez.
Molly, get away from the sign! And rescues her child yet again. And then the farmer is, let's see, searches on 3s. So I'm just going to keep searching. He's going to keep searching that grocery store. He's going to search it twice. So he gets to draw 2 cards on the first go. And 1 more here. And inside of the... Ooh, okay, what does this do?
Oh, he just drew an interesting card. What could it be?
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So he finds a wrench. So he gets to equip that. Once per round, he can spend an action die to attack with the survivor, and it doesn't need to meet or exceed my attack value. So I can use a 1 to attack with that wrench.
Oh. Cool.
And while he's sifting through the hardware section, literally looking for anything, he finds an outsider.
Whoa.
And doesn't without a helpless mouth. So let's see who I get. He drew.
You have to keep. You
got Rod Miller.
I have to what? I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You drew 2 cards. You only get to keep one of them, though, right?
No. He draws 2 on the first one, and he keeps both. He can look at and keep 1 additional card, and then on the second draw, he can only draw 1, which he did.
You got my favorite survivor, Rod Miller.
Oh, did I? Oh, the truck driver.
Yeah.
How did you want to play him, so I could at least do him faithfully?
He's a truck driver, and it's always my name's Rod Miller, and it's always Miller time.
It's always Miller time. It's always Miller time. All right, I got the voice. Truck driver. Oh, blah. I drive trucks, and trucks don't drive me.
This is a secret behind the scenes knowledge. Last time we played Dead of Winter, I didn't drink it on the stream, but in case I pulled Rod Miller, I got a case of Miller Lite, so that I could
welcome change from your normal beer.
Cans of Miller Lite, so that I could pop some cans of Miller Lite if I was playing Rod Miller. But alas, it didn't happen.
So Rod Miller's like, what are you doing here in the grocery store? Oh, it's you. And Andrew Evans like, oh well, hello there. And they already know each other from basically Rod drives goods.
Yeah, he hauls his goods, right?
Yeah, exactly. Got a little farming company. He's able to yeah. So that's why, and he delivers his goods to the state, or rather to the nearby city. So yeah, I'm like, oh well, what are you doing? And Andrew says, well, you poor thing, you shouldn't be hanging out here in this grocery store all by yourself when we have a perfectly good colony that you can stay at. I prefer being alone, but I could use a good meal. I think I could use a hot shower if you guys are doing any of those. And Andrew keeps tight-lipped, but let's see. So we're Rod Miller unlocked. So he goes to the colony.
His special ability is that he does not roll for exposure when he moves.
Right. So I think because of that, he is going to immediately go to the gas station and make himself useful. He's just going to stand there. Yeah, he's just going to stand there, though. He's not actually doing anything. But that'll be that. Making his way over there.
All right, you did not... Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right, you did not trigger the Crossroads card. That's why, by the way, so that you guys don't think that I'm the traitor, that's why I was asking about the food. It said, because the condition was if a player spends food after removing the food from the supply, but before increasing the action die result. I wanted to... It made me think of that. All right.
Right.
All right, so it's my turn. So, Cliff, make sure you draw the Crossroads card. And I'm going to do my turn. I've got a 3 die, so by way of not wasting that, Olivia's gonna search the police station before she leaves. So let's see. All right.
That outsider card isn't supposed to go in the waste pile. It says specifically waste when they go in the waste
Oh,
pile.
I'm sorry. Here, we can put it over here in the...
Oh,
discard.
awesome. While she was in the police station, she found a usable walkie-talkie. Oh, this thing has got much better range than the one that they gave me at the colony. It's you equip it. She's gonna equip it. Once per round, you may reduce the unused action die of another player by 1 to increase an unused action die you control by 1.
Nice.
So that could be really useful for my people since my attributes are 3 and 4. Okay. So yes, that's what she's gonna do, and then she's also going to use a 6 here to destroy one of these zombies that are here at the police station. So getting rid of that. And
you have to roll for exposure.
that's right, I forgot. Every time you kill a zombie. Roll for exposure, please! No!
Oh! No!
She's dead!
You just... Our doctor's dead!
No!
All right, hold on. Let me put on some you're dying music.
Oh man.
Describe her
Is that
death.
the dying music? Let me turn it up a little bit on the
It's a
stream.
1 in 12 chance of happening every time we roll that.
Yeah, I know. That was really unlucky for it to happen so early. All right, so she grabbed the walkie-talkie. She's like, oh man, this is gonna be so good. Let me turn it onto our channel. Hey, you guys can hear me? Does this thing work? And, you know, the mayor's like, oh yeah, we hear you loud and clear, Olivia. Oh man, this thing's awesome. I got a new walkie-talkie. This thing works much better than mine. It was shorting out all the time. And then a zombie starts bashing through the door. She's, oh no! Ah! Ah! And then she gets attacked from behind. She tries to swipe it with her scalpel that she's been using, but a scalpel, as you know, is a very short-range weapon. So she gets real close and has to Prism Shard is the stream boss, but I'm not gonna pay attention to that for a second while I narrate this. She has to get in to defend herself and jabs it into the zombie and kills it. She still kills it, right? So she kills the zombie, but not before it takes a chunk out of her, and she screams, ah, no, and falls to the ground, and the walkie-talkie's still on, and it's silent for a moment. And the mayor says, Olivia, are you there? Yes, I don't think I'll be coming back. Just tell Janet that she was always a good nurse. And that I really always liked it when she was taking care of my patients. Goodbye, everyone. And she's out.
Dear God.
Loretta just shakes her head. She was one of the useful ones.
Oh my God. Andrew's already thinking about Betty and how good Olivia was to her over the years with her MS and getting her still living a life, maybe not the best life, but a life.
It's a shame. It's a real shame. She was the doctor. Do I get to keep? This is a cold and unfeeling thing to ask. Do I get to keep the walkie-talkie?
You do get to keep the walkie-talkie.
Okay. Good. Somehow it's going to make it back to Brian Lee. This is what she found. We'll remember you always, Olivia. Always.
Olivia wanders back. Yeah, she's got to be put down. Or we just grab the walkie-talkie off of her. She's a zombie now.
Yeah, she did walk back. She shambled back.
She'll be one of the zombies we add in the add zombies phase for the comp.
The morale tracker goes down, by the way.
By one.
By one.
Yeah, we did that.
Okay. Oh, so it's still at 6. Okay.
We'll lose another one when we fail the crisis.
But yeah, she did. Oh yeah, I removed the zombie already. Okay. That's that. Oh, I still have one more die. I will barricade another door. Oh man, that's. I need another. Oh, I lose a die too. I'm just gonna put this back somewhere.
No, you can still spend this one.
No. I know. I'm using it to barricade, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in the dice. I'll barricade Brian Lee, realizing, well, damn.
Maybe you should send Brian out elsewhere as well, because then we won't run out of.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Holy shit.
Maybe he'll have to go out and get the walkie-talkie.
Yeah, maybe he went out, so he's going to the. That makes perfect sense. He thinks he can go save her, right? He's like, there's no way in hell we're losing somebody in our colony. I'm gonna go find her and I'm gonna bring her back. So he's going to the police station. I'm gonna roll for exposure.
Oh my god.
Please. Ooh, okay. Blank. Good. So he made it. He was on a mission. He was dodging zombies and didn't get, dealt with frostbite the only way he knows how. He had one of those hand warmers in his pockets, and he ran out and saw that she was dead and still clutching the walkie-talkie that she was so excited about just before her last message got sent out. All right, Prism Shard. Let's get back to the important thing. Prism Shard. Cliff just became the stream boss. Thank you, and also Sky. Thank you. He said, "Yay, death." And then he said hashtag charity, which is a good opportunity for me to remind people that not only can you help us out by cheering on the stream and also knocking down the stream boss's health and making us spin the wheel, but also right now the Twitch has the thing going on called the Blizzard of Bits. It's their event that they do at the holiday season this year, and basically right now through Twitch hoodie sale. No, hold on, I got to get the right one. Holiday season of giving, December 12th through 27th. So on any Twitch channel, whenever you use bits to cheer with hashtag charity or use the custom charity cheer mote, we'll donate 20 cents for every 100 bits you use to Direct Relief. That's in caps. Or that's capitalized, Direct Relief, so that's a charity organization. You'll also unlock a custom charity chat badge, and yes, the creators you support will still keep all of their normal revenue from bits. The season of giving runs from December 12th, blah, blah, blah. So right now, if you add, anytime that you cheer, add hashtag charity to your cheer message, and you'll get, for every 100 bits that you cheer, 20 cents of that gets donated to Direct Relief. So that's awesome. Feel good about helping us out in killing the stream boss. Kill the stream boss and provide direct relief. But we need to spin the wheel is the important point right now. So let's do that. Thank you, by the way, Cliff, for doing that.
Don't thank me yet. Let's find out what the wheel comes up with.
Spin the wheel. This is, by the way, for us, for those who always watch and those who are watching for the first time, this is the thing we love the most about Once Upon a Tabletop is the wheel. It's the thing that makes things really, really interesting, and it turned out to be a yellow. You won all dice plus one. Hey, Cliff, so you get to decide who gets all dice plus one.
All right, well, let's find out what we all roll next turn.
That's a good idea.
No, you gotta decide now.
Oh, he's gonna
Give
put
that
your
benefit.
feet to the fire. But
Mhm.
but haven't we all just gone already? Oh, you want him to blindly decide, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, then mine, of course.
Why wouldn't you do that? Of course, especially with not knowing what everybody rolls. Okay, so you subscribed, you paid for it. You get the benefit of +1 to all your die rolls next turn. Palmer, thanks for the Twitch subscription, Twitch Prime subscription. Anybody else who has Amazon Prime, you can become a Twitch Prime subscriber for free. Once a month, you get a free subscription to any Twitch channel if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, because Amazon was awesome and bought Twitch and gave you all that benefit.
Yep.
Plus, they give you like a bunch of games every month too. I've
Yes,
noticed.
there's
A
lots
lot
of
them-
reasons that you should be a Twitch. Lots of benefits for being an Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime is one of those things that I hate to love so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. Amazon is one of those companies that I feel like it came right out of Shadowrun,
Yeah.
some kind of cyberpunk. I'm just like, oh, this is just so I can't with them.
You're
but they're-
everywhere. Yeah. You're
good.
taking over the world and you're putting.
It's
But
just
they're the
such a
technology
great
of the
value
fifth
for the
world.
money.
yeah, I know.
Between the video streaming and all this stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's finish what we came to do. So we got to pay our food.
Right. Pay your
for
food. All 4 of them gone. I'll pull them out. I got that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we're at 0 food now. We got to check our waste. We only have 3 cards in there, so we're fine there. Resolve our crisis. Failed.
Again.
we don't even contribute anything.
All right, so we lose our morale, and everybody has to randomly remove 1 card from their hand.
So how do we randomly remove a card? What's the most efficient way to do this?
That's a great question. Here, let me see one thing. Do you guys see the card I just flipped?
No.
Okay. And maybe I can do I can flip all my cards in my hand, and then maybe there's like a way to shuffle. Oh, you know what? We could just we could draw a card randomly from each other's hands.
Oh, that's a
if
good
that would
idea.
be-
I'm gonna test it on you. I'm gonna try to draw one of your cards, okay?
Okay.
And this one.
Or just point at one. Okay.
Oh, I was able to draw it. Okay. You lost that
Alright.
food card.
Yep. Does this go into the? This doesn't go into the waste bin, right?
No,
No,
you
it's
just
from the
have to
game.
get rid of it. Just discard it.
All right.
All right. So
Right.
so Cliff, you draw one of my cards randomly.
And then I'll draw one from Cliff.
Ah! That was a good one for me. Oh well.
Okay. And then I'm gonna yoink this one.
Gas. You know how
Oh,
much
nuts.
Cliff
Just,
loves
um,
gas.
1 out of the 5 that I wanted you to draw the least. Oh, well.
Yeah. Yeah. Sucks.
Well, it's a good thing you
um,
didn't. Oh, never mind.
Well, one thing I was gonna say. So we need to. So the raiders come and pillage us for what we're worth.
Yeah, they come to the door. They say, "Your time's up."
Ah! No! And all these helpless children and the mom. Like the only people here are Bev and Loretta, and then like Betty in a wheelchair, and then kids.
Loretta turns to Bev and says, "Let's just give them some of the children."
Bev slaps her in the face.
It doesn't have to be one of yours.
They're all our children now. How could
not
you
hurt.
think so
Jesus.
selfishly?
Right,
I'm
fine.
disappointed
What are
in
we
you,
gonna
So,
Loretta.
so the raiders come
You
in and they
used to be
say,
better than this.
"Well, if you don't got the food we need, then we're just coming in and we're taking whatever the hell we want." It's there's the leader of the raiders is a guy with a leather jacket and a big baseball bat with with some barbed wire around it. And he's
All
like,
the
and he says,
and all the kids have been hiding like some of our stuff.
Loretta
as best
says,
as possible away
"No,
from the raiders."
don't take the children. They're all we have. Please, whatever you do, don't take them."
"I'll be taking some of this." Yoink grabs. It looks like you do got some food. You're lying to us, huh? And is your name Bev? Look, Bev, looks like you got some food in your bunk here. And he rips the sheets off the bed and grabs the food that Bev was hiding.
No, please, it's our children.
Come on, you're making such a mess. Do you have to make such a mess? Just take the children and go.
And I guess what you got in the kitchen there, Loretta? And he grabs up a big can of kerosene. And,
No, I need that for cooking.
Well, you're just gonna have to deal with that in whatever way you know how. And then
You're
I'll
such
just
an ass.
and I'll just go grab some junk from the mayor. Because literally, that's what the card was junk. All right, they leave.
Oh wait, I could use that to rig myself up a nice lawnmower.
Well, you'll have to MacGyver yourself a lawnmower with something else. We're out of here. Next time we come knocking, you better have what we need. They're gone. They leave, and everybody in the colony.
Crying.
Yeah, everybody in the colony is sad. Because
Bev's huddled around them, hugging them protectively,
yeah,
looking up at Loretta.
Loretta's just kind of shaking her head in disappointment. Not one child was taken. Still to feed them all, and we don't have any food for them. Or fuel to cook with.
Yep.
I believe this has strained the relationship with Bev as well.
Radio Free Supplest
said.
Radio Free Supplest said it best. Grabbing the mayor's junk. Didn't think that it was that kind of game. He had to protect the colony somehow.
Yeah.
He's
his junk.
He's willing to do whatever it takes.
It's better they grab his junk than grab other things.
Yeah. Let's add zombies if that hasn't already been done.
We have not.
So, 4 zombies?
Yep.
I will move the round tracker.
I added the ones outside.
You have
3
the ones in the
rounds to
colony?
go. We've already lost 5. We lost 2 of our 5 morale.
Ooh,
We can't
yeah.
keep going at this pace.
Nope, we're gonna have to be a little bit more careful as we move on. All right, let's Cliff pass the first player token over to Oz, and I'm gonna say this is a good time for us to take our first break for the evening.
Yeah.
So far, so good. We've established some relationships. Clearly, Andrew's family, the what's his name? The Evans family is not in good terms with Loretta Clay.
Children.
Yeah, there's and Loretta clearly has no respect for children at all. They're barely even people, right?
They haven't had time to grow into people yet.
Yeah. And we've already lost a survivor. Olivia, the colony's doctor, is dead.
Yep. So, then, yeah. How long is our break gonna be?
Our break, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with Dead of Winter. What I like to see during a break here is more damage to that stream boss. Prism Shard is the stream boss, and I don't want to see him the stream boss when we get back. I want to see someone else as the stream boss. This is what it sounds like when I talk deliberately and slowly. This is what it sounds like when I'm stalling for time so that my timer program turns on and loads. So that I can
a tabletop
so
is
that I
playing Dead of Winter.
Let's play a round robin where we all say a word of a story. Once. Cliff already.
Bye.
Yep, gotta go. All right, guys, we'll be back. Break time.